Hello, I'm Tony Doyle, Managing Director of QbTech, and I'm here today to talk about ADHD and our test product, QbTest. Before talking about the product, it's important to emphasize the challenges with ADHD management. The primary challenge is that the average delay from first concern about ADHD to diagnosis in the UK is 4 years. So in context, that's a 5-year-old just starting school who turns 9 before they're able to have ADHD ruled in or ruled out. And that delay is just too long. The consequences are that you see an increase in the likelihood of anxiety and depression, self-harming, and also eating disorders when ADHD is undiagnosed and unsupported. And the total effect is a limit on the upward potential of a young person. And sometimes that will have a lifelong effect. So we can agree then that 4 years is just too long. 2 years of the delay is spent within specialist NHS services who are struggling to manage a never-increasing caseload, but also managing the ambiguity of a subjectively driven decision process. QbTest measures the symptoms of ADHD objectively and compares the performance of each test taker to an age and gender matched normative group. By doing so, we've shown that we can increase clinical confidence in decision making, increase the likelihood of ruling out ADHD, and importantly, reduce the time taken to diagnosis by an average of 5 months. And in fact, so that 85% of young people who are in a clinic with QbTest receive a decision at visit number 1, rather than visit number 3 or 4, which can stretch out to 18 months to 2 years. ADHD is highly impairing, as I've mentioned, but when supported and diagnosed and supported, people with ADHD can thrive, and they do thrive. It's highly responsive to treatment. So please join me in helping to shorten that delay. COVID has not helped. Even clinics, and there are 80 of them in England with ADHD processes, including QbTest, has really increased the delays. The waiting lists have grown exponentially. And we responded to that by introducing a telehealth solution. The clinicians can send a test voucher to the family who will self-administer a test at home, and the result will be visible only to the clinician, who will then interpret as usual and have their decision about ADHD informed by objective data. In 2019, 15,000 young people benefited from QbTest in the UK. Please help me to ensure that 80,000 people, which is how many are assessed each year, can benefit from a much shortened assessment time and earlier intervention to help them thrive.